Previously on this channel, my exploration in Nagaland had got me to the eccentric empty shops of Food Zero and the majestic scenarios of Kapamadzu. But it wasn't the end of my journey, and what followed on the third day features in this video.
So Nicholas and I were heading to Kohima today, and we'll explore Kohima city and the nearby places. The weather is bad, it's raining, it's been raining from yesterday night. I hope the weather gets better. It's quite unpredictable, the weather over here, and it might change in seconds, so let's hope for the best. So over here you don't have any cars overtaking and all that?
Not really.
Yeah, but it's very organized.
So, making our way through this unusual traffic, I would say, there was like no unnecessary honking, no random overtakes. Unlike the normal traffic in India, we made our way to our first location, the Kohima War Cemetery.
So I'm right now here at the War Cemetery, and Nicholas is telling me all about the history of this place.
The cemetery holds 1,420 graves of British and Indian personnel who gave their lives fighting for the British Army in the Battle of Kohima, a decisive battle in the Pacific theater of the Second World War.
Japs are blasted from a manufacturing plant.
Back in the Second World War days, the Japanese forces, after successfully occupying Myanmar, launched invasions towards Imphal and Kohima, planning to make their way further into British India. They were supported by Subhash Chandra Bose and his Azad Hind Fauj in this quest. But due to their atrocities on civilians wherever they went, there was resentment towards the Japanese, and the British Indian Army were seen as the liberators in this situation. A series of intense fighting ensued in what is referred to as the Stalingrad of the East. This is the tennis court you're talking about.
Tennis court. So the Battle of Tennis Court is considered to be one of the most important battles in Second World War history.
Yeah, deciding battle.
Yes. Because this was the turning point for the Japanese. The supply line was cut off from the other southern side by the Britishers. So, and the Japanese soldiers were stranded here for months and months. They survived with a spoonful of water because they ran out of rations. And whenever they touch this line, they can't even touch this line. Whenever they touch this line, the British they started firing from the other side.
It ultimately came down to the Battle of the Tennis Court at the erstwhile Deputy Commissioner's bungalow, where the British Army under Sir William Slim were able to score a decisive victory. This cemetery stands at that same ground. So an interesting event occurred in this war. There was this soldier called Badluram who died in this battle, but the quartermaster, who is responsible for supplies, forgot to mention his name in the dead man's list. So supplies in his name kept on coming, and at one time the supply channel of the Allied forces were cut off and they were left stranded with no food. You know what came in handy? The rations that came in the name of Badluram. And this Badluram is immortalized by the Assam Rifles Regiment marching song. Much later, on a different trip, I'd also get the chance to see the Japanese general's residence from that period, which still stands in Kigwema village today.
So I'm visiting this General Sato's house, Japanese general from the Second World War who fought here. He has a sleeping cabin somewhere here.
Oh, that's the house, right?
So no, it's over here, but I don't know which one. Is it General Sato? Japanese house? This?
The house is maintained and still habitated by a local Angami family. Although there are no prominent structures commemorating the fallen Japanese soldiers, in the 1980s, majority of the donations for the construction of a cathedral came from Japan as a gesture towards the fallen soldiers of the war, thus making it not just a place of worship, but a place of reconciliation as well. And that's where we are heading to next, the Kohima Cathedral, or the Mary Help of Christians Cathedral. You can clearly see the integration of traditional Naga house design in its architecture. We were on our way to Kigwema next, when amidst the way we decided to indulge in local Angami cuisine for lunch. Nicholas, do one thing, get me the porky nuts as well. The porky nuts as well.
Porky nuts.
Yeah. So Kigwema features the beautiful countryside of Nagaland, and if you've seen my previous video, you'd know that I was staying there at a place called the Dawn Homestay, which is beside the main road. And if you go like beyond, more further in, about 10-15 kilometers, you'd find Kigwema village, which is frankly one of the most beautiful villages I've ever seen.
So we made a stop in a place nearby Kigwema, and this place is called Monsen Viewpoint. It is so beautiful. This is like a miniature version of Kapamotsu, but had its own unique beauty with the paddy fields in the background.
Replicates Kapamotsu. I've covered this beautiful place called Kawamatsu in my last video, so check that out if you haven't already. I've noticed that the countryside, the naturescapes in Nagaland really comes alive in and around the month of October. Paddy fields in their yellow hue, the cosmos flowers gracing the surroundings, almost creating like dreamscapes at certain places. Smitten by the paddy fields in the distance, I wanted to witness them close by. Hence we are heading to Jakhama village next. So after seeing plenty of beautiful paddy fields by the roadside downhill in the valley, I had requested Nicholas to bring me to one of these paddy fields, and right now I'm in Jakhama and I'm enjoying the view of these scenic paddy fields. Take a look for yourself. It's a specific kind of farming that they do here in abundance called step farming. So you cut the hill in steps and you farm over there. It looks pretty beautiful. And right now the sun is out and it was cloudy before, and the landscape, it looks even more glowing, more colorful. I'm with luck when it comes to being in the place at the perfect time throughout this journey. Here are some kids picking up snails. Fishes and snails are farmed in these fields as well. This doesn't only garner extra income for the farmers, but reduces the use of fertilizers and pesticides as well. So this concludes my trip to Nagaland this time around. So back to the homestay now?
Yes.
Although I had only Juku Valley in my mind before I came here, I'd go back with lots of fond memories and moments. Not just the places, the naturescapes, but the memories of the people that made me feel at home. Will I visit Nagaland again? Of course. Plenty more times. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press like and subscribe and share it among your friends. I appreciate your help, and I'll meet you next time. Until then, bye bye.